Hi, it's Rachel with Bear. Today he and I are going to work on sit-stay. Now that's one of the things you said you wanted to work on with him, and it's a really good thing for you to have him trained on now. I haven't tried it with him before, so I just want to see where he's at. Now, with the stays, with both sit-stay, down-stay, and later on stand-stay, that's something that we like to work on with what we call the 3Ds. The 3Ds are distance, duration, and distraction. And we usually work on them in that order. So a lot of times with the stays, even with a nice long leash like this, we may only take half a step back and return right away. So both distance and duration are very short. Distance and duration kind of go hand in hand, but those really need to be nailed before we add the distraction component. Now, since we are outside, there already are kind of, a few distractions around. And again, whenever we take Bear through the gate, he thinks that you guys are here to pick him up, and so he gets really excited. But the point is, I'm not adding extra distractions on top of what just might naturally occur out here. So, luckily, he's very treat motivated. Bear. Good boy. So we're just going to start here, and we'll see how he does. Okay, now a stay. You want to put the stop sign in front of his face. That way he gets the verbal command and the hand command. So he gets the double command or reinforces it. Bear. Stay.
Good boy, stay. Good boy, stay. Good boy.
Now, just like with the come, you want to use the command in the praise. So he hears it on both ends and it reinforces. Now, he did really well there. He didn't show any signs of getting up, and that was a really good start to his sit stays. Now, I only did it for that long because you want to work with short blocks and then work your way up. You don't want to do it until he gets up and out of his sit-stay, because then that kind of defeats the purpose. You want to reinforce him while he's doing what you want. And I chose to come back to him because he was really staring at me. We had really great eye contact that entire time, and that's what I want to try to keep up. Now, of course, as you do longer stays, eye contact all the time isn't really a priority, but it is important that you read his body language so you can correct him before he would get up out of his sit. So Bear, sit. Good boy. Stay. Stay. It's okay to reinforce with another command. Stay.
Good boy, stay. Good boy.
Good boy. He's so soft and fluffy, I swear I could pet him all day long.
Good boy, Bear. Yeah. Good job.
All right, Bear. Stay. Stay. Now, since he's looking away, that's where I choose to reinforce the stay.
Good boy, stay. Good boy. Good boy.
Now I could hear someone coming out of the gate there, and he was very interested in that, so that's when I did what we call the no noise. It's a sharp or and it's to correct him, kind of get his attention, bring his focus back to us and off of whatever he was looking at. Now he did really good. What I was doing there is I come up to him, and I always pause a little bit before I release them from a sit-stay. That's because we really want to teach the dog that us returning to them or walking in their direction does not mean that they're done with their stay. They're done with their stay when we praise them, give them a treat if we're using treats, and reward him with petting and tell them that he's done. So, if you're around the house, if you have the door open, unloading groceries, loading things into the car to go to the beach, anything like that, and you want to put Bear in a sit-stay, you might have to be walking by him multiple times. And just because you're walking in his direction, that does not mean that he's released. So that's why I go up there, I stop, I wait for a second before I give him the treat, or I stop and I back up, and then I return to him. Just so that he really understands, I actually have to physically release him. Right there. Come here. There. Sit. Good sit. Stay. Now he's really doing pretty well with his sit stay. I'm able to get all the way to the end of the leash, which is really good. So I want to go for a little bit more duration this time. Stay. Sit, stay. There it looks like he was bringing his foot out to lay down, which we don't want. Stay.
Good boy, stay. Good boy, stay, Bear. Good boy. Good boy.
So anytime I use the no noise, that's because he was kind of shifting his weight, moving around, and I really wanted to prevent him from laying down. Or he was looking around at some noise that he heard, and I wanted to prevent him from getting up. So far we're doing really well. He hasn't gone up out of any of our stays, which is what we want to do. We always want to challenge him, but we don't want to do it to where we push him too far and he does get up. Here. Here. Sit. Stay. Stay. Now this is just kind of a mild distraction that I like to do. Just wiggling the wheel. There, sit. Stay. Wiggling the leash so he learns that feeling something on his collar does not mean he can get up. Stay. Now when he got up there, I corrected him and I put him back, stay, in the same spot he was before. That way if he's trying to inch closer to something, he doesn't gain anything by getting up. He just gets put in the same spot as before. There, stay. We got good eye contact now.
Good boy, stay. Good boy. Good boy, stay, Bear. Yeah, good boy. Good boy, Bear.
All right, that was really good. So he did that whole stay for about 45 or 50 seconds. There was one time he got up, but I was able to get him back on track, and he did a nice, long, solid stay after that. So that's really good to see. Here. Sit. Stay. Stay. Sit. Sit. Stay. Stay. Sit. Stay. Okay, I can tell we're kind of reaching the threshold of his patience. So I want to finish out with a good length stay. Sit. Stay. Good length of a stay to really reinforce since he had a little bit of trouble focusing. Now it's okay to tell him to sit, stay. Reminds him both things, what he should be doing simultaneously. Stay. Stay there. Stay.
Good boy, stay. Good boy. Good boy, stay. Good boy, stay, Bear.
Okay, he did a really good job. Now, what's really important is to not overdo it. Now, if he is getting up and you're having trouble getting him to stay, you want to end on a positive note. So you want to end with him doing a stay for at least a few seconds, even if it's just like 5 seconds, and then release him so that you end on him following through with the command that you gave him. However, it's also really important to pick up on what he's feeling, and you don't want to train him for 25-30 minutes straight, because if you're doing that, he's going to get really tired and it's going to be harder and harder for him to listen to you. So you have to find that balance to the where you're pushing him to where he might get up, you correct him, and you end on your terms when you release him after he's done it correctly. Because if you release him right after he has gotten up or done something wrong, it reinforces that behavior to where he doesn't really have to listen to you. So always end on your terms, but don't push him far enough to the point where he gets really frustrated and can't focus anymore. Training sessions, they can be as short as 5 minutes. If you work on them 5 minutes at a time, maybe 3 times a day, that can really help. And they should really no longer be more than 15 to 20 minutes. Now, if you're doing a longer session of 15 to 20 minutes, don't focus on just one thing that entire time. Mix it up, do stays, healing, come, shake, all that kind of stuff. But that's the longest time that you should be training him at once. But he's doing a really good job. He does get distracted easily, but he's nice and mellow and he's easy to correct, which is really good. This is Rachel and Bear, and we were working on sit stays.